Hey guys, day 13 of the Justice Revolution. We're almost done with the second week, and today's injustice was on abortion. And even though this seems like something that's only for women, I think this is a social issue that we as guys can also get involved in and help fight for the cause of life, because everyone is entitled to life. We aren't entitled to very many things, but everyone does have the right to be able to live out their life, even from the womb. We still can't take it away from there. That's when life begins. And some different statistics that really stand out. Did you know that a child's heart starts beating within the first 3 weeks, first 18 days? Or the fact that by 5 weeks, there's actually brain waves detected in the child's mind. By 8 weeks, every organ in his body is already present. By 12 weeks, the child is already blinking and sucking his thumb. So by 12 weeks, the baby is already pretty much fully functioning. However, this is what's really sad. 80% of abortions take place in the first trimester. That's before the 12-week time period, before you really get a chance to see all of these different improvements and movements that the baby is able to make. And what's even worse is that this type of abortion is legal in all 50 states of America. Probably the majority of the world as well, but right here in the United States is legal. And it can be done for about $300, which is the price of an Xbox or a new iPod. So what they're kind of is saying is life is cheap. When you're little, life is cheap. It doesn't really matter. You're only worth about $300, and that's all it takes to end your life. So abortion is something that we as guys definitely can jump in on the fight and pursue the pro-life movement. And so today our assignment was to help us understand why just because things sometimes are inconvenient doesn't mean that you should just stop doing them. And you might have noticed that I'm holding an egg, and this was what our assignment was, is that we had to inconvenience ourselves all day by having to hold this egg. And I actually was doing really good until I cheated it 2 seconds ago and put it down on my desk, and it rolled off, hit the floor, and so now it's kind of cracked, if you can tell. Somewhat. I was doing really good. I was really kind of looking forward to having a whole egg. I was going to eat it tomorrow. Eat my baby. No, I'm just kidding. But what does the scripture have to say about this? And I dropped my paper. But Job says something to God in the book of Job as he's crying out, lamenting, that I think is something sometimes maybe we overlook, to see how much God actually does play a part of forming and creating us. And it makes more sense when you read this, why you can say we are made in his image. It says in Job 10:8-12, "Your hands shaped me and made me. Will you now turn and destroy me? Remember that you molded me like clay. Will you now turn me to dust again? Did you not pour me out like milk and curdle me like cheese? Clothe me with skin and flesh and knit me together with bones and sinews? You gave me life and showed me kindness, and in your providence watched over my spirit." I love that description of how God takes us and he molds us like clay, and then he shapes us and he clothes us with this skin, and he pours out into our spirit so that we can be made in his likeness, something totally unique from the rest of creation. So the pro-life movement is something that you do need to get involved in, and there's many different things that you can look at and just begin researching and understanding that life begins at conception. Life does not begin when you are actually born into this world, but everybody, including babies in the womb, have a right to life, and we need to fight for that right as Christians.